The highway to Hammond keeps on rolling, and we got Friday is our next stop right now. Our Division II boys state championship game, which will be at 7 p.m. at Strawberry Stadium. Our Holy Cross Tigers returning to the state championship game. Joining me today, I've got Coach Matt Millay, and I've also got Eric Santa Maria, number 2 for the Holy Cross Tigers. Gentlemen, welcome aboard, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Listen, Coach Matt, I'll start with you. 19, 4-4. 3 of those 4 teams you lost to are in state championship games this weekend. Your schedule's always great. You haven't had an appearance, though, in the last 2 years, which is, that's shocking for Holy Cross, and most people would love your results the last 2 years. But over there, you've expected a little more now because of what you built. What's been different this year from last year? You lost the last 2 years. You hadn't had a finals appearance. So what's been different?
Man, the last 2 years, we were very close to not losing and making those finals. It's just, when you get into the playoffs, it's a knife's edge whether you win or lose in these games. Our 4 years in a row, that was a special thing. We had a lot of big time players in those 4 years, and the last couple of years, maybe we took it for granted a little bit, not saying we were, but just kind of feeling like we just always were going to be there. And the last couple of years have shown that that's just, if you lose your way and stop grinding, it's not going to happen. And this year, I think it's been a unique year, to be honest with you. We've had some good results. It's been a rough season. We had some issues with our field to start the season. It's just one of those years. It wasn't the easiest years for us, on the field, but we've managed to right the ship and get it moving forward. And we're coming really, really together in this playoff run. I've been seeing some really good things from our kids, and a lot different from the last couple of years. We have grinders and who are really looking to get back to where the program has been for the last, we're almost 10 years. We've been in 6 finals in 9 years. This is our 6th final in the 9th year. It's been a great run, and I'm happy for the kids that they've done what they needed to do to get back to the final.
Eric, I'm going to send this one to you. You're fairly new to the team. You hadn't been there you weren't a freshman here the last time they made the state championship. So as someone who's new to the team, what have you noticed about the team? Was there any talk about, we got to get back to the finals? Was that known, like that unacceptable of not making the finals at Holy Cross? Or has there been more of a relaxed atmosphere, just getting back to basics?
I feel like it's more of a relaxed atmosphere now. But we've had to change attitudes throughout the players because it's been up and down. And to be honest, as a new player, it's a different environment over here than it was anywhere else out there.
And that's a good thing, right?
Oh yes, it's a good
thing. Coach Matt, back to you. Is Coach Stu still over there?
Yeah, he is.
At Holy Cross?
Coach Stu's still here. Yeah, he's kind of like the DOC of the whole program. Runs, all the paperwork, does scheduling, referees, all that kind of stuff, and he helps me with the varsity.
Right. That's the type of system I think a lot of schools should look at, because y'all have had so much success with it. It's funny you don't see it happening more often. I know it's at a few schools now, but that kind of like that soccer director and the coaching thing that works well together. Do you think that should be something that's the model we should be using across most of high school? If they can afford that.
I definitely think so. When I came over here in 2014, he said, "Hey, I'm going to run the program. I want you to come in. You focus on the coaching." Obviously, I've been coaching for a long time. I could do it all. I've done it all at other schools that I've been, but it has allowed me to kind of focus on the varsity team specifically. With him, he's an incredible coach as well. So having him around to run a session or give insights, we work really well together. Most times I'm the bad guy and he's the good guy. So it works really well. We some sports on our campus even are looking at our how we've laid it out and how we work on things
Right.
together. Because it's we've had a lot of immediate success
Right. Yeah.
in this kind of setup.
Those results speak for themselves, I can imagine that your job is made a lot easier because, like you said, you've been all over. You know how to do it all. That has had to have made your job a lot easier, especially when the stakes are this high for a team like Holy Cross. Correct?
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah.
As a coach, you want to coach.
Right.
The all the behind the scenes paperwork goes finance and whatever you need to do. Like we've been doing things the last 2 days to get ready for this thing Friday, and most of it's been through Stu. Organizing the bus, organizing team dinner on Friday, team lunch on Friday. Those things, he'll ask for my opinion, and then he just sorts it out. So being able to focus is very unique. That I haven't really seen it. What definitely not working as well as we have been able to work it for sure.
Right. Well, Eric, I'm going to go ahead and send this one towards you. Look, from the player's perspective, this week can be hectic. It can be a lot of distractions. Have you seen any of that this week? Has anything been different, or have you felt it's kind of just been business as usual this week, just with a big game on the line?
I feel like I think it's been usual, just normal. But I mean, like going into the championship, like it hasn't hit me yet, but like feeling it, it's coming there, and it's like all these distractions are going away. Even like school, like I'm not really being ready for like class. I'm just focusing on like what's
Yeah.
coming this Friday.
You're buzzing around. It's just it's a big feeling. So this would be your first title, right? Since you just transferred into Holy Cross this year or last year.
Yeah, this will be my first one.
This would be your first one if successful. So I'll leave you at this. What in your mind, Eric, has to happen on the field? What has to be successful for Holy Cross for you to be holding up that championship trophy on Friday?
Being in the right mindset, having attitude, showing passion, being strong, and just setting the tone from the beginning. Like not even from the game, just from like the school day when you wake up, being prepared from whatever time you wake up, and then until that last whistle, put all your work into it.
That's awesome, man. And listen, Matt, one more thing before I let you go, because I've asked so many coaches this, and you're one of the ones, you and Daniel Underwood probably have the most experience in finals of any of them I've spoken to. So what has to go right? You know what I'm saying? What's different? You had your first two back when you had your first one, a runner-up in 16, correct? And then you had the
Yes.
four in a row. What has to happen? What have you learned from maybe some of the first mistakes you made, the first final you went to, that you've changed along the way, tinkered with along the way, to have the success that you've had, recently, especially with the four in a row? What advice, I guess, would you give to an up-and-coming coach in the finals of what to do, what not to do?
Well, the first thing is score more goals than the other team.
Yeah.
But no, definitely enjoy the week. I always say that finals week for the kids, back on campus with all their friends and everybody kind of, wooing over them because we're in the final. That's a great week. I always tell coaches when, who are there, enjoy that week because you can't duplicate that in any season. When you're in that week, you're only two teams left training. But I think most important for a week like this is just to make sure that you're touching all your coaching points, your what you want to have happen. I mean, I told the kids 20 minutes ago, we're to a point, and we're not working on anything new. We're just enjoying training. We're working on a couple particular things on who we're going to play and what they do well. But it's a mental thing, man. Just getting the kids tuned in, zoned in, and understanding how important and this is a legacy type thing. I went to De La Salle as a player, and I won it my senior year. And my big joke to them all is, De La Salle's got a star on their jersey. And my big joke to all the kids, and they kind of roll their eyes by now, is like, hey, man, I'm that star. That's me, and getting them to understand that it's not just a this year thing. It's,
Legacy.
you're going to be on the wall somewhere forever. You're going to have a ring. You're going to have a story to tell your friends and the people you play against. We're playing Ben Franklin, which is a 2-minute drive down the street. We know we play with them for the club side, and it's things that you will never forget. And if you don't enjoy the week and take in everything, I think you'll miss out on what the week's about, which is making long lasting memories for your families and your legacy. I have my daughters, have 2 daughters. They see my rings at home. It's like, what am I going to do with those? I don't know, but they'll be yours someday because that's how it works. So, I mean, it's more than just what we're doing here. It's a big picture thing, and that would be my recommendation for coaches who are in the moment. Even if you don't win, that week is so awesome for your kids to be a part of that, to walk out in the stadium, to get introduced. It's just awesome for these kids to have this moment for sure.
Absolutely, man. That's so well said, and I agree 1,000%, man. We're gonna have to end it on that because I don't think we can top that, Matt. That was good stuff, both of y'all. Listen, Holy Cross going for 1 for the thumb, right? You're going for 5 there, Matt. That'll be on
one
Friday.
For the head, 1 for the thumb.
1 for the thumb on Friday. You'll take on Ben Franklin, 7:30 p.m. at Strawberry Stadium. Eric Santa Maria, Coach Matt Millett. Thank you so much for coming, and good luck Friday, guys.
Thank you.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.